We're coming back. We're coming back live right now. We thought we were done. We thought we were done, and we just got word that the jury has been deliberating this whole time for the last 3 hours in the Dean Cummings case. We thought verdict watch was over till the morning, but there is a chance. There is a chance that we are going to have a verdict tonight, or at least get some information and maybe a verdict first thing in the morning. Because of that, we're taking the feed live here. If I can get everything to work, which it's not doing very well. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. Give me just a second. We have a live feed back in the courtroom, which means the jury's out of the courtroom. The camera's been set up again. The cameraman would not be allowed back in if the jury was still in court. Let's see what we've got here. Just 1 minute. I've got to get my other camera set up. This completely caught me off guard. I did not expect this to happen. Okay, let's key that. Let's go ahead and take this here. Give me 5 seconds to get my other camera set up so I have everything running that I need on this end. We're waiting for movement in the court. It might be a couple minutes before that happens. Let's see. Okay, so we're watching live out of the New Mexico court. The camera's set up back in the room the jury was deliberating in. This is the courtroom. This is where they were deliberating in. Completely, just bizarre setting. Getting some problems with the feed a little bit. Hopefully that's getting better. Just 1 minute here. Keep this audio going. Okay, sorry about that, guys. We're a little bit discombobulated Is our chat working tonight? Do we have anyone who can verify the chat's up and functioning properly? Let me double check this here. I heard, "Excuse me, Your Honor," which means the judge is in the room. Okay, let me, it looks like we've got chat. Okay, we've got a couple people. Edward Foster says, "Glad you're back." Edward, you don't know it, but I think you won the internet tonight because you were first to comment in chat. Let's see if we can bring comments on here. Yep, we're working. Okay. We are back. I got a tweet. One of the people I was following tweeted out. She's actually with Law and Crime Network. Says, "Jury's been deliberating over 3 hours. Stand by. Might be some movement." I jumped on here and saw that the cameraman had just plugged in and was just setting his camera up. So we're waiting. Is a verdict back already, Julia? Julie, I don't know. It might be the judge just telling us. Well, we know that the deliberations are done, for at least for today, because the jury's not in this room where the camera is. They wouldn't allow the camera to be set up if they're still deliberating. So either they're done for the night and we'll come back in the morning. It might be just a quick stream to tell us, buckle up, we'll tell you what happened tomorrow, or we could have a verdict tonight. J-Kid, Edward, Toxic Orchid, Laura, everybody, so glad you can be here. Yeah, we were not expecting to do this. The feed, we thought we were done. I mean, everyone thought we were done, but the jury said, "Nope, we're not going home early. We're going to keep deliberating." And now they're clearly done deliberating, at least for the night. So we've got the judge probably going to make some sort of statement here as we get set up. We need some suspenseful music, don't we? Something apprehensive, maybe? Okay, they just cut the audio feed from the courtroom. They might be playing with it. Hey, Golden Mom, Tammy, yeah, welcome. We didn't expect to be here, but I got rumblings that something might be happening, and it might be a nothing. It might be a big, fat nothing burger. So we're just sitting tight, waiting for word. We know we've heard the question about Your Honor on an open mic, so we know the judge is there, or a judge is there. Breaking news. Verdict reached in New Mexico versus Cummings. We have a verdict. Kathy Russin has tweeted out that she's been my source for a lot of this. Yes, suspenseful music. I'm feeling it. I'm shaking. I'm so excited. Ginger Meadow says, "I was hoping you'd go live. I was watching Law and Crime." I actually got a tip from Michelle. Michelle is one of our followers here, and she said, "Hey, just heads up, they're still deliberating. It's not over yet." So I jumped back on here, and sure enough, I'm going to send her a message just to let her know. But Michelle, thank you for the heads up. I know you, the crew, the watchers. You are the ones who watch. Nothing gets by you, so appreciate it. Yeah, we're going to play the music again. A verdict has been reached. Everyone get in here. Calling all true crime fans, right? This is going to be over tonight. I mean, we might have sentencing at another date. I'm not sure if that'll happen or not. I mean, if it's guilty, it's not. It would be at another date. If he's not guilty, it's done right here. I mean, there's nothing else to do after not guilty, right? Oh, Michelle, thank you very much. You're the one who tipped me off to this, so thank you for keeping me in the loop on that. I think he's not guilty, says Golden Mom. The family here is awesome. This is a great group. I appreciate all of you. Actually just turned on live to tune into election results and did a double take that you were up. Yeah, we're interrupting election results to get a verdict. I can't see how he'll be found guilty. Yeah, after 3 hours. 3 hours of deliberations. Just talking heads for the election. Let's get to this verdict. I say not guilty. I can't see it going in another way right now. I really can't. I've been wrong many times before, and I reserve the right to be wrong in the future. But I don't see this. I don't see this coming back with a conviction. I'm going to turn the sound up here on the camera just in case we get some audio in the courtroom. We're going to all strain our ears, and then somebody's going to walk right up to the microphone and talk into it, and all our headphones are going to go nuts. Hey, Brittany, glad you could be here. I apologize. I was in the middle of dinner. Had some pork rolls tonight. Once with a little bit of Chinese. I had to sort of finish it and gulp and run. And I went live. I didn't even have my my background camera that I normally have. This one right here. It wasn't even powered on. The battery's charging. I'm scrambling trying to get everything going. But we're getting there. We'll get there. Miss L says, less than 1 minute after you went off air, they tweeted, so the jury said they would wait to vote. I better check to see who I sent that message to. I think it was me. Miss L, I think you sent one as well. And then I got, because I got that one first. And I said I'd keep an eye on it. And then I got this other message from Michelle. So thank you. I've had multiple people reach out to me. And I should have mentioned you as well, Miss L. But thank you very much. What is a Newfie's Jig dinner, Toxic? A Newfie's Jig dinner. If it's a not guilty verdict, does he get released immediately? I believe there's still an out processing at the jail. I mean, he's got like possessions and stuff, things that belong to him. I don't think he packs up his box, of whatever belongings he has. Obviously, whatever he was wearing or had on him when he was checked into the jail gets given back to him. So I think it's still a process. He doesn't just walk out a free man, but maybe he might. I wouldn't blame him if that's what he wants to do. I can't. There would be no reason to put him in handcuffs again, right? He might still go back to the jail, uncuffed just to pick up his stuff. But there's no way he's going back in his cell if it's not guilty. That would be unconstitutional to hold him like that. Toxic Orchid said, salt beef with carrots, potato, cabbage, turnip, like a stew. Just put my phone in the other room. No problem. Paula, we are back. We just got word that a verdict had been reached. And so we're waiting on with bated breath, just sitting here thinking 3 hours of deliberations and what comes next. I mean, there's not a lot of paperwork for him to do, just a page or two to fill out. And it's just a couple signatures, really. Check a box and sign. Somebody did Mom Sin did grilled burgers. And we've got the emoji too, so we can visualize it. Tasty. Let's see. Make sure I don't have any messages from you guys. And I do. Yep. The Miss L, we got one. The verdict reached. Sorry, I should have read that before. You probably said it before I sent it there. Ash says, Taco Tuesday here. Oh, I wish we had places that did Taco Tuesday. Before we moved to North Carolina, we had a place that did Taco Tuesday specials. And when you got a big family with, 6 kids, Taco Tuesday is a lot of tacos. Mr. Upper Torso, I think it's now. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to give an hour with it being late in the day. I just don't know. I mean, there's a possibility it's a not guilty, right? Is the judge going to make him go back to jail and wait overnight to hear that he's not guilty? Because I don't think the judge knows the verdict until it's handed to him. But tacos are yummy. Truer words were never spoken. Orchid, that is correct. Taco casserole, also yummy. Spaghetti night, since we're talking dinner. Yes, food is always an appropriate topic in this chat room. At any time, you're welcome to just interject with whatever food thought you have or craving. Good stuff. I was just catching up on the Matthew Terry case. And just some fascinating stuff to look into. First of all, we've got a brand new DA, right? They changed DAs. And Matthew Terry, actually, when this case started, he thought he had escaped the death penalty option. And because the DA said, we're not going to go for the death penalty because, the family of the victim didn't want to push for the death penalty. They wanted him just to be locked away in jail prison for the rest of his life as soon as possible. The governor replaces the district attorney, and the new one is a tough on crime DA, and she says, by the way, we're switching, we're going for the death penalty. So it became a death penalty case. It's also strange because he did not waive his right to a speedy trial, which a lot of defendants do in a big murder case. They want more time to prepare. He didn't do that. So basically, we're having a case tried that occurred this year. It was back in May. So from May to November, that's a fast turnaround for a death penalty murder case. The prosecution still has no idea what sort of defense he has because from the get-go, from the moment he was arrested, he said, "I want my attorney." So we have nothing. Other than a lot of incriminating evidence, we have no idea what sort of defense he's going to present there, because we also don't have any witnesses to the murder other than himself. If he was there as is alleged. Bison burgers tonight. That sounds delicious. Josh, we are back. We did not think we would be here, but I'm glad you're all here as well. Tomorrow it's burgers and birthday cake. Orchid, whose birthday is it? Is it yours? They have to give the prosecutor time to get back from Taco Tuesday. Come on, lady. Get in the courtroom. Bring your taco with you. It'll wait. We are not wasting any time. My hubby's and his twin brother's birthday. Are they identical twin brothers?
All rise.
Oh, we got somebody. We got the judge in the courtroom. Can you hear this?
I understand the jury has reached a verdict. First of all, I need to know who the fourth person is. If you could state his or her name. And did the jury in fact reach a verdict? Can you hand the verdict forms to my bailiff?
It's going so fast. Here it is. We have a verdict. Bailiff's going to grab it. He's going to hand it to the judge. The judge will review it for completeness. meaning making sure that the proper boxes are checked and signed. And then either he will read it or he will have the clerk read it. Very different from the stack of papers we saw handed to the judge in...
Mr. Cummings, please rise.
Oh, he's going to read it right here. This is it.
The verdict read as follows. We find the defendant, Dean Cummings, not guilty of second-degree murder, is charged in count 1 of the grand jury indictment. Verdict number 2. We find the defendant, Dean Cummings, not guilty of voluntary manslaughter, a lesser crime of count 1 of the grand jury indictment.
That's 2 not guilties.
And, Mr. Cummings, you've been found not guilty of these charges. You're exonerated of all conditions of the court. What I want to do right now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is I need for you to follow my bailiff out this door, and I'll meet with you in courtroom C for a few minutes. Go out with her, follow her that way, not through, I don't want to.
Keep them there because I need to give them a...
Okay.
So they don't need to poll the jury when it's a not guilty. Over 2 years in jail.
Counsel, what I'll do in the next few minutes is I will prepare a release order, but I'll have him go back because he may have belongings and the like at the county jail, okay?
Right. That's what we talked about.
Officer, just wait with him here in the courtroom until I get that paperwork done, all right? Yes. Okay. We'll be in recess. Yeah.
All rise.
Yeah, there was no apology. It wasn't the judge's position to apologize. It wasn't his fault. There goes the prosecution. Judge did not waste any time. It's done. Woohoo! Tears of joy, I hope. People are crying. I'm not sure who it was. There was a cordial shaking of hands at the end. Obviously, they didn't shake hands with him, but now that the case is over, I'm not sure why the camera is panning out. I believe that they should be able to show everything really right now in the courtroom. Maybe it depends what the rules are, but well, 2+ years. At least they came to the proper verdict. Sorry for the victim's family, but the pros didn't do their job. It's true. I mean, we saw that coming. What about the last 2 years he lost? He has no recourse, really. The government is exempt from lawsuits in this of this nature. He can't sue to earn money or anything else. He definitely can't sue the victim's family to get the land he wanted to buy, and they're probably not willing to sell it to him now anyway. But he will immediately release him. Right now, the judge is preparing the release order to the jail, right? Because there's just paperwork to do. And they're going to take him over and pick up any belongings and whatever he had in his possession when they arrested him. And he's a free man tonight. He's out, and he's free of all conditions. There's nothing to hold him for. The state packed up really quick. Yeah, they were gone. Well, they didn't have a case to carry out, so there was nothing for them to carry. I don't believe he'll get any compensation. That's my understanding, unless the law is different than I understand. It's over. He can write a book. He can. It will be a great movie with your casting suggestions, AJ, of course, which were phenomenal. Yeah. Yeah, his lawyers definitely will not let him spend another night in jail. He's a free man able to go back to his family. He's probably going to talk to the press. We're probably going to hear from him at some point. Maybe not tonight, but later. A civil suit will take anything he gets. Joe, I'm not sure where he's found that it was self-defense. What would the civil suit? I realize the threshold for a civil suit is lower, right? The burden of proof is lower. It's a lower bar to reach. But I mean, there's so much that, I mean, he was there legally. He was paying rent. He had permission. It just doesn't seem like a situation where he had really done anything wrong that led up to this. So I'm not sure how they could really win in a civil case. But maybe they'll get some different evidence in if it's a civil suit. They were great lawyers. I'm sure he paid dearly for them, quite honestly. Jared, I don't think the state does pay his costs. The state would pay his costs if he had court-appointed lawyers, public defenders, but they probably wouldn't have been nearly as well prepared as these ones who had focused so much of their time just on this. Right. Yeah, this was a quick verdict. Hopefully media is outside the jail already. Right. Wayne says it's legal to kill a drunk with a can of mace. That's the message this court passed. There were some other factors, and I think because there was no other evidence other than what his word was, that this is the right outcome. Not that I'm not saying that this was self-defense, although it's been found to be self-defense. A jury has found this was self-defense. He may have gotten away with murder, but there was no evidence that showed that it was murder. Basically, that's what the jury is saying. They're saying there's no evidence. They're saying everything showed that it was, or there's enough evidence that showed it was self-defense that there was no conviction. Katrina, you missed it. They came in. They found a verdict, and he was not guilty on both charges. He will be out of jail here tonight. He's going to go pick up his belongings, and he's going to go home for the first time in 2.5 years. Not guilty on both charges, both the second-degree murder and the lesser-included charge of manslaughter. And it's done. It's over. So we're gonna go straight tomorrow. Instead of doing a verdict watch in the morning, we're gonna go straight to the Matthew Terry case in Florida, which is it's a rough one too. It's got a lot of weird stuff. There was a struggle for the gun. That is the reason, right? I think that was pretty convincing. The way that they showed that the directions of the bullets, the fact that the ones that were upside down on the ground were underneath the victim's body. They had to have been fired before the struggle. Yeah. The state did a poor job. I think the state had poor hands dealt to it as well. It seems like the police and the investigators really didn't give them a full deck to play with. What time for Terry? Early, huh? Yeah, I believe they start at 9 a.m., which is what I was planning on coming on. So we'll probably do a very brief morning get-together, maybe a little bit before 9, probably about 9. I don't really like getting on before that because it's so early for so many of you. But so 9 a.m., let's plan on that. But I think we're going to basically just jump right into the Matthew Terry case, which is sad. The sad thing is that this Matthew Terry guy was out of jail for 5 months. 5 months he'd been out of jail for previously attacking his then girlfriend with a knife. And 5 months after he's out of jail, this happens, where his girlfriend is killed with a knife. And we'll probably find out tomorrow a little bit more about whether that prior information is going to be let into the courtroom, whether the jury's going to know about that or not. So yeah, there's a lot to catch up on. It is a death penalty case, so there's a lot on the line. We have no idea what the defense is going to be. The defense has not, I don't think they made an opening statement yet. I think they reserved the right to do that. I might be wrong on that, but it was great to see you addicts for this verdict. What a relief. Yeah, really. Terry looks mean. He apparently, I read some articles about an interview with his former girlfriend, the one who survived being attacked with a knife. She was stabbed like 7 times or something like that. Sorry about that. Let's go to here.
In our case scheduled. I'm told the interpreter.
Yeah. Okay. So now I blew out your ears again. Sorry about that. Yes, we have extra homework tonight. Terry does look, they say he looks mean, but he also can be very charming and convincing, is what his former girlfriend said. And very quick with a temper. And the argument was over jealousy, is what we understand. Jealousy that his girlfriend had been sort of dancing with her friend, which I think was a female, and then another guy sort of went up and walked by her, and he looked over and accused her of dancing with the guy. But yeah, it seemed like it was a very small thing that apparently set him off. I can see the defense for Terry. It was someone else. I see the setup questions. Yeah, they've got some rough things to overcome. Just saw the tweet. Found not guilty. We were here for that. We saw that live. The problem they have is they have evidence of a struggle inside the house, like door being kicked in. The bedroom door was locked. The window was open and the screen was pushed out, and she was found in the yard. So it looks like he was in the house trying to get in the bedroom. She had locked the door, tried to escape out the window, and then he came outside and killed her in the front yard. And then there was a trail of blood. They followed back to the tree line where they found him, where it looked like he had inflicted some wounds on himself, as well as had some wounds from the fight. But yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, Julie. We're gonna be on that one tomorrow. The Matthew Terry case out of Florida. I've got to do some catch up. There's a lot of cool things about it to discuss, especially the fact that they're going for the death penalty, which is a high bar. It's a tough thing to do. But I think to reach that level with the jury, because the jury in Florida, it's not like in the Brooks case where the judge was gave the sentence. The jury just gave the verdict and the judge chooses the sentence. In Florida, the jury is going to give the verdict and then also have the penalty phase where they're going to choose the sentence. So the jury would have to find him guilty and then give him the sentence of death penalty. So we'll see how that goes. My name is Elso. I'm not guilty, says Joe. There was a hanger straightened to unlock the door. Right, there's a lot of evidence that it doesn't look good. They never did find the knife. They never found the murder weapon. They did find that one knife was missing out of the kitchen block, like the block of knives. So a kitchen knife was missing, but they never found it. Maybe they need a metal detectorist to go down there and locate it for them, because trust me, we can find those. Let's see. I didn't get a notification from your channel, but I caught the verdict. It was super quick and unexpected today. Yeah, the judge wasted no time. It's like, hey, hand me the verdict. Oh, yep, I'm going to read it. Stand up. You're free to go. Terry says, I've been watching since OJ. It's my hobby. Yeah, that goes way back. And the glove didn't fit, right? So you had to quit. Glad he made it in time. Yeah, it was good. We'll go over it in the morning, because I know we've only got about half of our usual crew in here, and I know a lot of especially the folks over across the pond over in England and Ireland and Europe and everything. It's the middle of the night for them, so they're not going to know this till the morning. Should we keep it a surprise and not tell them? Just nobody mention it tomorrow. It'll just be like our little secret, and they'll just be like, "What happened to Dean?" We're like, "Dean who?" No, we'll tell them definitely in the morning, but yes, it was good. I'm glad he could be here. I'm glad it's done. I'm glad we can move on to the next one. 2 Cents says yes, surprise. Okay, if you guys all pinky swear that we're not going to mention it at all tomorrow, okay? We'll just pretend like it never happened. Nobody say anything. Nobody do anything. When somebody asks about Dean, the response is Dean who. So everyone's in on it, I think. So. All right, that was quick. It's time for bed. You guys, you've got some homework to do. Obviously, you can do that before you fall asleep. Do some research, all your questions, everything else. Right, Terry, you're already on board with this. I appreciate that. I'm not mean. I'm not mean. We just like to have fun here, and we're all friends, so we can do that. Wonderful. Okay, sweet dreams, everybody. Terry, everyone, thanks for being here. We will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll be on ready for Terry. And remember our surprise. Nobody mentioned Dean. I probably will break that, honestly. But maybe if I can hold the lie for just a little bit. You guys get to decide if I'm believable or not, because you'll get to watch me try to deliver that little fib to our friends. I'm a lad. What does that mean? Is that a good thing? I'm one of the lads. Hey, appreciate it. Thank you, guys. You're awesome. Give everybody virtual hugs. Since Abby isn't here to do it, I'll pass virtual hugs to everybody. Please be safe. Be careful. We'll see you back here in the morning. Have a great night.